Ladies and gentlemen, this came out in the Wall Street Journal. Youth suicide rate rises 56% in decade. And it is rising. And we've even seen suicides among black children. America is a very evil place, and it can be tough on adults and children in this very wicked society. Suicide and homicide rates have increased in recent years among young people in the U.S., according to a new federal report. The suicide rate among people ages 10 to 24. That is a damn shame when somebody 10 years old have not even lived much life yet and they're already want to check the hell out of here. Climbed 56% between 2007 and 2017, according to the report from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The rate of homicide deaths decreased by 23% from 2007 to 2014, but then increased 18% in 2017. Violent death, including homicide and suicide, is a major cause of premature death for the age group. Around 2010, the death rate of suicides among adolescents and young adults surpassed the rate of homicide deaths, according to the report. Now, that I did not know. Wow. The chances of a person in this age range dying by suicide is greater than homicide, when it used to be the reverse, said Sally Curtin, a statistician at the CDC and an author of the report. When a leading cause of death among our youth is increasing, it behooves all of us to pay attention and figure out what's going on. Well, there's a lot of things going on. And I think instead of always looking at drugs and mental illness, you need to look at some of this parenting that's going on in many of these households. I don't know why that's excluded. Some of these people committing suicide got some jacked up as parents in the house. Suicide rates in general have increased in the U.S. across all ages and ethnic groups, roughly 30% from 1999 to 2016. In 2017, suicide was the second leading cause of death among those ages 10 to 24. Behind unintentional injuries, such as car crashes or drug overdoses, homicide deaths rank third, according to the CDC report from June 2019. Ms. Curtin and a colleague, Melanie Huron, pulled death certificate data from the CDC National Statistics Center system and looked at underlying cause of death for people ages 10 to 24. They analyzed data from 2000 to 2017 in the most recent years of CDC available data. Both suicides and homicide deaths among the age group were relatively stable from 2000 to 2007, the report says. Within the next decade, suicide deaths increased from 6.8 deaths per 100,000 people to 10.6 deaths, with 2,449 more suicides in 2017 than in 2007. While the 10 to 14-year-olds had by far the lowest rates of suicides, that rate nearly tripled from 2007 and 2017. Unfortunately, it's not surprising, but it's highly disturbing, said Benjamin Shan, a child and adolescent psychiatrist. Okay, so they are saying they're seeing adolescent patients at risk for suicide. So they're seeing this more and more. To see it statistically across the country hits me in a different way. Despite concern over the rising suicide rates, researchers aren't sure of the exact causes. Look at the parenting. I'm telling you, parenting is a big problem. A lot of these people are coming from homes with abusive parents, parents that have drug and alcohol problems. They don't even know what a stable life is. And it is the parents' fault in many of these cases, where if the child is being bullied, they have no concern about it. They keep pushing the child out the front door. And by the time they realize it's serious, the child already committed suicide. But never mind listening to me. Yes, keep looking at drugs and stress and all that stuff and just overlook the environment that they're growing up in. Mental health experts suggest that social media use among teens might be fueling the increase in mental health conditions and leading to greater suicide risk. And some early studies have linked smartphone use to anxiety, depression, and sleep deprivation among adolescents. But you know what? All that stuff existed in the world before there were smartphones and internet. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying all of those things have existed. I mean, I heard about anxiety, depression, and sleep deprivation and all that stuff when I was coming up. The recent visibility of suicide in the media and online might also increase suicide death rates, experts say. Homicide deaths among youth in the U.S. had decreased dramatically since the 1990s and were mostly in decline and stable through 2014. Daniel Webster, the co director for the Johns Hopkins Center for the Prevention of Youth Violence. The growth in homicide rates in 2015 and 2016 were largely concentrated in a few cities, such as St. Louis and Chicago. The increased homicides are most likely related to drug market, poverty, and the breakdown in the relationship between police and communities. And I say it's more of the latter. It's the breakdown, and I really believe most of those shootings are cops doing it. It is not gangs at all, it's cops. Heard from too many people that live in Chicago, that live there, and they are saying this and they are seeing it. And I believe them. I'll believe anything a cop will say. Cops lie their asses off in America. School related shootings accounted for less than 2% of all youth homicide deaths in the U.S., according to the CDC. While school related mass shootings garner significant attention, they likely don't influence the national trend. Data from the Federal Bureau of Investigation in 2018 suggests that the slight upward trend in youth homicide deaths from 2014 through 2017 has started to reverse again. Yeah, that actually never stays up. You know, when you listen to these folks talking about how bad it is in the black community, it really isn't bad all the time. It actually goes in spurts. We go through spurts of when things are calm, and then it may tick up for a short period of time and then it drops down again. It is not no ongoing, continuous, nonstop, around the clock violent. It's not like that. Never been like that. And plus, always take notice, the people that make those kind of comments don't even live in the community. They don't know what they're doing is talking out of their ass. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is sad. You know, I don't think this is a good thing for young people to get so upset that they take them lives. But I know we have seen some of the suicides in the black community, but despite the few that we have seen, it's still lowest among black men, women, and children as far as suicides. We've have a long-standing history of having the lowest amount of suicide. With everything that we go through, you would think it would be the opposite, but it's not. But the oppressors in the society, the ones that causing all of the issues in the country, they have the highest suicide rates. Wonder why? I guess even after given everything on this earth, they're still unhappy. Mm-mm-mm. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.